Alright, hello and welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and today I'm here with Shonshon, the Infernal General. You can check out his Yugioh YouTube channel in the description down below, and we are learning how to play Madolche. Shonshon, you've been playing Madolche for a while?
Yeah, I've been playing since like 2014.
Alright, cool. I wasn't playing at that time, so I wasn't very familiar with Madolche, but it's been like an OTK threat ever since I started playing, and a lot of people like this deck a lot. I think most of its like hard to get pieces have been reprinted recently, and everyone might be testing it out. So if anyone's not familiar with the series, I bring someone on who knows how to play a deck, and they tell me how to play out their deck through a few games on Yugioh Pro. So the learning process is the learning of decision making, which will happen in the game. So Shonshon has zero control over the cards. All he's going to be able to do is to tell me what to do, and I will execute the play and maybe ask questions about the play as we go. I'm going to do a quick card by card and get into a few games. In our deck list here, we have 3 Artifact Lancia, 1 copy of Madolche Pudding Cess, 2 Messengelato, the Brick, 3 copies of Petting Cessor, 3 copies of Madolche, 3 copies of Angeli, 2 copies of Hoot Cake, triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple Herald of Orange Light, because some of our monsters are fairies, and that gives us something that's different from Gamma. I guess we always have monsters on board, so Gamma is not that useful. 1 Instant Fusion, 3 triple Tactics Talents, double Pot of Prosperity, 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Madolche Ticket, 3 copies of Madolche Salon, 1 Madolche Chateau, double Madolche Promenade, triple Solemn Strike. In the extra, we're on a Thousand Eyes Restrict, 1 Azus, 2 copies of Chocolate a la Mode, 2 copies of Tiramisu, 3 copies of Glass Souffle, 1 copy of Castel the Sky-Blasting Musketeer, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 2 copies of Madolche Sistart, 1 Relinquished Anima, and in the side deck we're on triple Nib, triple Droll, triple Lightning Storm, triple Forbidden Droplet, and triple Ice Dragon's Prison. Is there anything weird about your list that we should address before we get into the games?
Well, Castel, of course. The Castel's in there for the bird up matchup because you can normal summon twice with the Madolches, and if you use it to like attack, you can then make Zeus on main phase 2.
Okay. I don't know if that'll come up. That seems kind of a very hopeful scenario where they can I guess you can double summon attack twice to deal with like the Rendezvous spell card engrave maybe. I don't know. I mean, we could try it.
Yeah, it likely won't come up, but Castel's not a bad rank 4 either.
Yeah, so that's one of the weirder things here, just in case anybody was wondering about anything in particular.
And the reason I went with like triple tactics over something else too is because like with Madolches, you really want to get off your combos. You can sometimes play through one hand trap, so even being able to just look at your opponent's hand and get rid of another hand trap is not a bad thing to be able to do.
I assume we're going first because of the Solemn Strikes?
Yeah, preferably we go first.
Okay. Anything else that's worth mentioning before we get started about this deck list?
No, nothing in particular. I think if anything comes up, it'll just come up in game.
My only personal question is the Instant Fusion for Thousand Eyes Restrict. Is it really worth a card slot? Do we, I guess we don't really use the extra deck, right?
Not really. I like how much Thousand Eyes Restrict breaks the board, so I just like it.
And I guess it's like a 2-card disruption since of Anima as like the secondary go-to there.
Yeah, it's also not a bad top deck if you get into a grind game.
Okay. The only other thing that might stand out to someone they might disagree with be 2 Prosperity instead of 3. I would imagine the goal is never to need to resolve 3 Prosperity, but maybe getting to it faster could be a good idea. I have no idea. Any thoughts on Prosperity at 2 or 3?
I think 3 is fine, but the thing is there are still a lot of cards in my extra deck I want to keep in there, so I would prefer not to go through them faster than I need to.
Fantastic. Have you summoned Zeus before in testing?
I have summoned it against my friend before, because he was playing the bird up thing, but he was doing it with Glad Beasts.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Glad Brigade deck. It's played against it yesterday. Fortunately, they bricked, and that was funny. All right, so I guess we will get into some games, and we'll see if any of the more interesting things come up. Since we're going first, we'll have some combos to do. All right, we are waiting for our first matchup, and I have the timer set for 300 seconds, so we have a little bit of extra time if we need to figure out what we're doing, but our opponents do expect us to play at a reasonable pace, so we'll do our best to maintain that pace for them. Going first. Did we open combo?
Yes, Angeli is combo.
Oh, fantastic. Walk us through.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start off just by summoning Angeli.
Alright, normal summon combo.
Alright, and then we're going to use her effect, tribute her off, and try to summon Petting from the deck.
Oh, we don't want to Ash her? I'm kidding. Petting Cessor.
Alright, then we're going to use Petting's effect, and Would you like to play around? No, actually, we can't play around Nibiru with this particular hand. So I would just summon Pudding Sis from the deck.
Pudding Cess is the level 5, which becomes level 4 when summoned off of Petting Cessor.
Yeah, and now we're going to turn it into Glass Souffle. I guess probably in the left column.
Alright, so this is like the only time a zone matters in this deck?
Yeah, basically, when it comes down to it, you just want to end up with Sistart pointing at a Glass Souffle at the end. Alright, so we're going to use Glass Souffle, and we're going to detach the petting cess in particular. It has to be petting.
Alright, because
target itself.
The pudding cess gives us like an extra effect if it's still attached as material?
Yeah, and we're not going to use this effect yet.
Alright.
Alright, so now we're going to overlay the Glass Souffle into Chocolat and put it in defense mode. Basically just because we're going first.
Alrighty.
Alright, and now we're going to use Chocolat and shuffle back the petting in the grave.
Does it matter what we detach? Oh, we're shuffling back.
Yes, it has to be. Well, yeah, we're returning petting to the deck, and we're going to be detaching Glass Souffle.
Okay, so we get because a monster was returned to the deck, we get to activate an effect.
Yes.
Detach
glass. So detach glass, and we're going to summon Hoot Cake from the deck.
Hoot.
And make sure it's in attack mode, because sometimes you accidentally put it face down defense.
Oh, yeah, especially on YGO Pro, that seems like a big possible error. All right.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes. And then we're going to use Hoot Cake, and we're going to banish specifically the glass.
Why does it have to be glass?
Because when we get the Chateau later, which we're going to get now with summoning Message Gelato, we need to have Angeli go back to the deck to get another summon off of Chocolat.
Okay, so Chateau?
Yes, Chateau.
All right. So the effect of Pudding Cess is not once per turn, so this is going to trigger it, right?
Yeah, we're going to play the Chateau, and Angeli's going to shuffle itself back. And then we're going to use Chocolat, and obviously detach Pudding Cess. Then we're going to bring out another Message Gelato. Yeah, just in that zone is fine. And we're going to search for Salon here.
Double summon. All right.
All right. We're going to go ahead and just put the Salon on the board. It can be anywhere, really. And then we're going to overlay the two Message Gelatos into a second Glass Souffle. And put it in the rightmost zone.
My bad.
Okay. It's okay. And lastly, we will... it'll be fine. But we'll just take the Chocolat and the Hoot Cake and turn them into a Sistart.
I guess it doesn't matter because I misplaced the glass,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
All right.
It'll probably be fine anyways. And then we're going to trigger Glass's second effect to bring back the Hoot Cake and the... It doesn't really matter. I usually just bring back Chocolat.
Alrighty. Return to the hand?
Yeah. Yeah, just return it to the hand. It's going to return the Hoot Cake to the hand and bring the other one back to the extra deck. Now we're going to set Promenade from the deck.
Okay.
Alright, the last thing we're going to do is set our Solemn Strike, and we're going to pass it over.
Alright, just to verify, the Salon lets us set a trap because we added a Madolche back to our hand?
Whenever a Madolche returns from the field or graveyard to the deck or hand, you get to set a trap, or a Madolche spell or trap from your deck.
Oh, that's OP. And,
yeah, there's a little bit of a Promenade loop. I don't know what this does. I don't know if it's...
this is a Pendulum deck. If we Solemn Strike the Pendulum Summon, they will lose, so it almost doesn't matter what we do. This builds up spell counters for every spell activated, and then they can remove 3 spell counters from it to special summon itself. And a Pendulum monster from the extra deck that's face up to from their... It'll summon itself from the scale, and it'll summon a monster from the extra deck. This thing got a spell counter on it from a spell being activated. It's going to try and add a mythical beast, but I don't think it matters currently.
Alright.
So this one, I think, summons a kind of a cool monster from the deck. So this will summon like a monster negate if he can get enough spells. So his deck's just going to activate a ton of spells. Although if he can't get a full scale, that could also be good. So if we do negate this, We can Ash this guy, and then he has to, like, see what he can do with such a limited number of cards. If we want to negate... Like, I know it feels weird, like, negating an Allure, but it could be a good play.
I think negating the Allure would be okay. We still have a Promenade that could do it, too, so that's... yeah, we could use the Promenade to negate it if we wanted to, because we still got the Ash to go after this.
Yeah, because if he's playing Allure, he might not have a card specifically that's gonna get him where he needs to go. He might need to draw into one. What do we add back?
Yeah, the Pudding.
Is this card even useful in the hand? It is level 5.
Yeah, it's fine in the hand. And then, yeah, now the Salon's going to activate, and we're going to set another Promenade from the deck.
You got me really good with the Promenade Graveyard effect the other day. I had no idea it had a Graveyard effect, and I've never seen it activated.
Yeah.
I don't think games go in a way where that card activates.
Well, with the deck in particular that I was playing, it's a little easier to pull off.
That is a super important card, so that'll add an Endymion card and give his guy spell counters.
Alright, so
if we Ash that, he might not be able to do anything.
I would go ahead and Ash it then, I would say.
Because now he's only got 2 cards. At best, he can draw 2 cards. This guy needs to remove 3 spell counters to summon something, and so does this thing. And they both only got 2. And they have to... I think this thing can remove them from anywhere. But it'll summon a mythical beast from the deck, and technically they don't do anything. And, so this one will tribute itself to summon Mythical Beast Jackal King, which says it can remove 2 spell counters on the field. Okay. This card won't do anything where it is. Okay, so this card can activate itself in the scale by destroying itself to special a Mythical Beast from the extra deck, and this one would be able to summon itself and the Jackal King from the extra deck, so I guess we just save the strike for something we can negate.
Yeah, we can do that.
This guy could be problematic. Doesn't matter yet. So this guy, if he removes 4 spell counters, he can, like, target a card in the field and banish it, and it, like, gains attack of the monster sent. Currently, he doesn't have enough spell counters to use it. He's probably just going to link these up and maybe try and do a Pendulum Summon.
Alright.
So, in case anyone didn't catch on yet, Shonshon's not familiar with the current format's decks, even though you have been playing Madolche for a while, but, like, weirder decks you're not familiar with, right?
Yeah, I was also out of the game from, like, 2017 to 2020.
Okay, so this is like the latest variation of Pendulums. It kind of takes... It can play without the need... Oh, that guy's not once per turn? That's kind of cool. I very rarely saw that guy. Well, if we strike that, he has no spell counters and might not be able to do anything. He hasn't Pendulum Summoned yet, though. I guess we wait for the Pendulum Summon, because now he has no spell counters. He's at best got a Monster Negate. If we strike that, that should pretty much end the game. He'll have a 2800 monster. Oh,
yeah, I think that...
he didn't pen summon yet. I guess we could strike the pen summon.
How many things can he realistically Pendulum Summon right now?
In the extra deck, just the Jackal, and I guess that's it. But this is the Monster Negate, so that's the card we don't really want to come back. Where if he could summon that either way, I guess. So I guess we let him do this.
Alright.
This thing can't be destroyed by card effects if it has, like, 4 spell counters on it, or be targeted. He might just attack over our guys. I guess he can't get over the glass. I guess we could wait. Maybe he'll... Oh yeah, that gains a spell counter. I think this thing destroys a card by removing 2 spell counters, but we can make our monsters unaffected.
Yeah, we can... Well, Glass Souffle can detach to make one Madolche monster unaffected by monster effects.
Unfortunately, we don't have anything to shuffle back with Sistart to protect her.
Yeah, we can always detach from Glass to put something in our graveyard if we want to.
Oh, okay.
It only protects us from 1 attack, but it is still one attack.
Alright. Well, hopefully our opponent will link into something we can just Solemn Strike and end the game.
Yeah.
That'll try to destroy a monster. Oh, it can destroy a back row. If we strike it... then he can at best make a Link 3 that doesn't really do anything. He doesn't have the spell counters to do anything. He'll have the one monster negate next turn, which will turn on talents. So we can just strike this just so he doesn't have the Link material.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, the regular Pendulum deck summons Selene a lot, because after they activate all the draw spells, they get a ton of counters on the card, so they can, like, revive spellcasters. Oh, this guy's weird. This card reveals spellbooks, adds 1 to hand, and then they usually just try to use it to activate spells. So, Secrets is going to search for this, which can then tribute the Crowley to draw 2 cards. Because they... Oh, I forgot that guy hadn't been used yet. That card summons a guy from the extra deck. Oh, he summoned this guy like way more times than I expected. But he keeps like removing his spell counters just to get like replace one guy with a different guy.
Yeah, it's... unless he can like stop next play, there's so much more we can still do with the hand we have.
Well, we don't know what he'll have because he's drawing cards.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy can...
Maybe he's just like, oh, I don't like my hand, so I need more stuff.
Maybe. That deck does sometimes have trouble getting what they need. I guess we make our guy protected so it doesn't get banished.
Yeah.
I guess they're the same.
Yeah, they're the same.
Oh yeah, I can negate a monster effect. Forgot about that. Alright, so I guess we'll lose all the monsters. Oh wow, is that game? Did I really miscalculate that badly? I forgot he gained attack. Whoopsies.
That's not quite. Actually, no, it is, because Solemn Strike.
Yeah, that's my fault. My bad. I don't play the deck, so it's like hard to like think how to play it. So, you know, you're working with your half of the info, I'm working with my half. That's alright. That deck could be susceptible to Nibiru. They definitely lose to Droll, because they draw like 100,000 cards.
Yeah, it can definitely put in the Drolls.
They're probably going to go first, so Solemn Strike's probably useless. They usually make a board full of negates, so maybe Droplet would be useful. I don't think Lancey is useful. I mean, they might play like Desires, and Allure, but that's about
I'm not really concerned about just stopping Desires, especially when we already got Ash and Droll.
Alright. And Nib can be live, but as you saw, he summoned the guy who negates monsters like 4 times in that turn.
Yeah.
I think that's all the cards that are in here that make sense to play. Like Storm, I guess, could break the board, but that deck does summon Spell Trap negates. They didn't in that game, because they were just OTKing, I guess.
Yeah, I think this setup's probably fine.
Well, Called By's a dead card in this match because they don't play hand traps.
Yeah, that's true.
So we could at least add a Storm.
Yeah.
But they're definitely going to make Talents live.
Yeah.
Okay. This looks okay, unless you can think of something. I don't know how familiar you are enough with pendulums to make that call.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know, maybe you think we can put in more Storms by cutting some cards that are less useful going second?
Like, are we going to be able to use the instant fusion in this duel?
We can... Yeah, we should be able to.
Okay.
They got tired of waiting. That's okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what happens in the next match. Alright, so we're waiting for our second game.
It's alright. Like, reading the cards, I probably would have just not used the Glass Souffle on that one, and we would have been mostly fine.
Yeah, they weren't going to get... Well, they would have... If they would have banished the Sistart, they would have had more than enough attack to run over the Glass Souffle. I guess we would have lived.
Yeah.
And living is half the battle. I find it weird that they let you move around the panels in Yugioh Pro. It seems strange.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's kind of weird when we're both a little unfamiliar with certain decks too.
Yeah, I mostly know what Madolche's doing, I just wouldn't know how the interruptions would be used. And we're going first again, so we can make essentially the same board, right?
Yeah, because we have the combo again just because we have petting in hand.
Alright. What to do?
So we're just special summoning. Yeah, activate, and then she'll special summon herself. And then we're gonna go into the... Yeah, we're just gonna have to go into Pudding Sis again.
Alright.
Alright, and then we're gonna do the combo Glass Souffle.
Detach.
Yeah, detach on the glass. Petting, of course. And not using that effect. We can go ahead and put down the Salon if we want to. And now we'll make the Chocolat in defense. And use the effect, shuffle back, petting. And we'll chain that effect. And yes, the Glass Souffle. Now with her effect, we're going to summon Angeli.
Okay, we started with Angeli last time, so this was a little different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. And then Salon's going to set Promenade.
Alright.
The reason we do things, we made the Salon earlier, is because the Salon's mandatory. So if we waited until a point when we were going to summon Messengelato, it would make it to where Messengelato can't activate.
Okay.
Yeah, so now we're going to tribute off the Angeli to special summon Hoot Cake from the deck. And Hoot Cake's going to banish Glass Souffle. Messengelato. And then Gelato's going to search for our Chateau. Alright, so we're going to play the Chateau and shuffle back the Angeli. And then Chocolat's going to activate to special summon Messengelato from the deck.
So far, everything is exactly the same as last time.
Pretty much.
Do we have an extra body this time?
No, we don't. But we are going to get to use that to search for the ticket, the last card we don't have. I always put ticket last because it's almost more of a win more card these days because there's so much else going on in the deck. But we're just going to go ahead and play the ticket.
Okay.
Alright, now we will overlay the Glass Souffle on top of both Messengelatos and put it in the middle.
I got it this time. I didn't mess up.
Alright, and we're going to use the Chocolat and the Hoot Cake to make the Sis start again, and it really doesn't matter which link zone she's in.
As long as she's pointing at glass.
Yeah, and now the glass is going to activate, and we're going to Hoot Cake and Chocolat again.
Return to hand.
And yeah, we'll return it to hand. Yeah. And then ticket. Now we can either special summon one from the deck, or we can add one to hand. So honestly, in this situation, I'd probably just go and add Mageline and not special summon anything because we don't really need to special summon. And that gives us a play for next turn.
Is there a scenario where it makes sense to special it?
Yeah, if you can make more like Exceed monsters, like particularly on turn 2, if you can make like double Tiramisu, it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, we're just going to set the 2 strikes and pass.
Okay, so going second, this is more of an aggressive card. Going first, it's more of a backup play, I guess?
Yeah, that's how I use it at least. Oh, this thing again.
Yeah, this is actually the better one. This one summons from deck. The other one summons from the extra deck face up. This one's limited. But like I said before, if we can Solemn Strike a Pendulum Summon, we should win the match almost no matter what. It's just a question of what are the odds that they'll put everything into the Pendulum Summon.
Yeah.
And last time it was just the Pendulum Summon was tiny. So it wasn't worth, like, worrying about that specifically.
Yeah, there's just a lot of little things going on at the same time.
Yeah. So this is going to set up his Monster Negate or Spell Trap Negate. Neither of which deal with Solemn Strike.
Yeah.
So this is a Spell Trap Negate. If a spell or trap is activated, he can return any card on the field that holds a spell counter and negate that effect, and then it adds the spell counters it removed from the field to itself. And if it's destroyed with a spell counter, they can search any spell card in the deck.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, but I mean, all their spell cards do the same thing. Draw a card, search a different scale. So it sounds more... It's not as good as it sounds. It's fine, though.
Yeah.
This thing, I think they remove spell counters from the field to add mythical beasts. This thing, I think if it's destroyed in the monster zone, it goes to the pendulum zone. Did he pen summon yet? He did not. But
He did not. We do have 2 strikes this time, though.
okay. Well, then we might need to strike something else later. He gains a spell counter when he's summoned, and he gains a spell counter for when a spellcaster is summoned to its pendulum zones, its pointers.
Yeah.
So if we strike them, they won't gain the spell counters, but it can remove 2 to destroy a card in the field. So we can strike 2. Or we can try and wait, in which case this thing's going to activate and we'll have to, like, worry about it again.
This might be worth striking.
At least it's a 2-for-1. They also go to the graveyard when
Yeah.
their summons are negated that way. And he might do what he did. The player last game linked both monsters into the other guy to try and get more spells. If we strike that, then he has, like, nothing.
Alright, so what we can do here is we can detach from the glass and just target something so that Sistart can protect itself. It really doesn't matter what you target for this because we're just wanting to let Sistart protect itself from battle.
I don't think putting his cards back in his deck are beneficial to him or negative.
Yeah.
So I guess we could just leave him.
I don't think there's anything we would return to our deck either. Oh, okay. I see.
Okay, so odds are we would have maybe returned something with just the purpose of adding it to hand, I guess?
Yeah. But the other interesting thing, if we were playing against a deck that Lancia would have been good against, we could have added Lancia back to our hand.
Yeah, I recall that happening to me recently. Oh. So
Yeah.
now we got a rage quit going the other direction. Alright, that happens a lot in these matches. People say I should play these on on Dueling Book, but then it'd only be like 1 match in like an hour, which is a different kind of a problem.
Yeah, Dueling Book does take quite a while. My first match in the tournament was an hour and a half. I think it was actually almost 2 hours.
Yeah, my games are... I mean, I play fast. My opponents always take a long time.
Yeah. I'm pretty quick too, but like the first couple matches, I didn't remember Dueling Book that well.
Alright, did we open combo? I think we sort of did.
Yeah, we did. Let's see.
And we opened Gamma.
Yes, we did. Yeah, this is... okay.
Got a rage quit. I am just curious if it's the same player. So I'm just going to write penned here just to take a quick peek at the replay, but...
yeah, it's the same name, at least.
Well, I mean, player is like, you know, the generic, I'm too lazy to pick a name.
Yeah.
Just to see if it's a pendulum deck, because I am tired of playing against it. That was a Numeron deck of some sort. Well, at least it was something different. Let's see if we can actually get a match, though. So we're not going to accept anybody whose player name is Player or Eureka, which was our first round opponent. Just to try and play something different. Get out! They added like a new system where if you boot someone, that particular person cannot try to get back in your game. They literally have to restart the program to get in.
It would be nice to go up against something different. I would love to play against something like Dragon Link, since like I told you earlier, I've never played against it before.
Well, at least not in its current incarnations. Oh, another player.
Yeah.
Get out. I'm afraid of people whose names are Player. They all play Pendulum. There we go.
Ah, Deku. That's a little nicer.
Yeah, I like My Hero Academia. It's pretty solid anime.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you get
Now,
the
even
reference.
though we lost the dice roll, it really wouldn't matter what he picked, just because we get to play. So this is a good hand. Yeah, that's a pretty good hand. Let's go ahead and play the Salon first. That way, if he does something to our Madolche, we at least get the set of Promenade from deck. It's not that, well, actually, Promenade won't really matter, but we can go ahead and summon the Madolche.
Should we use the additional normal, just so we always have a normal?
Yeah, I would use the additional one. That's how I always do it, at least. And we're going to use the effect, and if they let us search, we will get to search.
Okay, so we have options.
Alright,
It's one of three things.
we do not get the change of heart. So
One of two
do we
things.
want to draw? Do we want to draw, or do we want to look at our opponent's hand? I think the draw might be a little more relevant just because we have a Herald to use.
Well, at least it turned on
Well,
the Herald.
I mean, that works. It's something.
Okay, so I guess we're passing here, though, right?
Yeah, there's nothing we can do.
I think there might be some like weird ways you can like build the deck where you can just summon the tuner and link off just for the sake of putting a card in grave and triggering one of these things.
Yeah.
Oh, it's if they're destroyed.
Like in that scenario.
Ah,
Cyber Dragons.
yeah, I know that card. I don't think that's the card to negate.
Probably not.
I mean, like, Machine Dupe is, like, the scariest thing, I guess. But it's not once per turn. Like, he could send Core, but he can't really, like, add it to his hand. He can send Hers to get another OG. Like, I don't know what another OG is going to do for him. Like, the big play is they go Verte and they try to make the Rampage Dragon. That could be problematic. Are you familiar with Cyber Dragons?
Well, not really. Well,
this is going to summon itself, and then it's going to attempt to add another Galaxy Soldier. The add is once per turn, so we can negate the add, then he can't, like, if he has another one, he won't be able to add. Yeah. But if he's already got the second one, if we don't negate this one, we could be in trouble. But if we negate the hand effect, we can still Ash it if we need to.
I think Herald actually destroys it, so it would go to the graveyard.
Yeah, that's true. It's just he has a potential line of play if he actually opened the other Galaxy Soldier and it was live, but that's not likely.
Yeah.
So we can negate it now.
Yeah.
Because if we wait till later and he opened it, then he just makes Cyber Dragon Infinity, and we have to deal with an Infinity.
Granted, I do see that we have the issue of not really having any Madolches to play with.
Well, I mean, if he kills the Madolche, it gets shuffled back, and we get Salon to trigger, get us Promenade, which we wouldn't be able to use because there's nothing to return to the hand, right?
Yeah.
Ouch.
This is where we would like to hopefully draw anything that's not petting.
All
so
right.
we can set the Promenade.
Sometimes you open hand traps, it means you didn't open combo. Just the way it is. Or we get hand trapped on combo anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately the tactics didn't fix anything.
Well, it made Herald live.
But yeah, and we would have had to Ash it, and he would have been able to make Infinity, and we would have been able to do nothing about it, which is nice. But
oh man, we can't force anything out.
We could potentially set an Ash if we want to, but I don't really know if we need to.
I guess there's a potential that any normal summon could be us dying, so maybe it makes sense to do.
Yeah, we could go ahead and set ones. Not like we can use both of them anyways.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was thinking that makes sense, just because it might be the only way to not die. It is an OTK deck. If that's Overflow, we would just lose mad cards anyway.
Yeah. Core's pretty important.
It is. If we negate it, it's a possibility that this play line goes nowhere further than the Rampage, but it will pop all the back row. And it will attack 3 times, but it won't necessarily kill us. Where if we let him get another card, he might have a card to just kill the Ash and then attack for like a bunch of times, or maybe get into the Seeger. I think we almost have to Ash it.
Yeah, I'm thinking to Ash this.
Just because like we don't have any defense. Odds are we're gonna lose this game.
I mean, based on what he did on his first turn, I don't think he really has anything else, but doesn't mean he doesn't.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if he goes Rampage, he's going to pop the back row. If he goes Dragoon, he just pops an Ash. Okay. And the Promenade in the graveyard could be better than it on field, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's not bad in the grave. It's not like the Salon was really helping us right now anyways.
Yeah. So he's going to send 2. We'll get to send hers and whatever one he wants in his hand. Oh, that's annoying. Are you familiar with the turtle?
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
We can always shuffle it back into the deck if we want to.
Which card
If
shuffles
we
that
get a
cards
decent
back? Just
combo.
the glass?
Yeah, just the glass. If we can get to that. At this point, we might just draw nothing.
Alright, so because we have monsters in our graveyard now, is there like a 1-card play?
Yeah, Hoot Cake and Angeli are both 1-card combos.
Because there are ways to special the Petting Cessor, which doesn't work when we have monsters in grave, I guess?
Yeah, you can either summon Petting off of Angeli or Hoot Cake. And Petting gets her effect whenever she special summons, so it doesn't have to be from the hand.
Okay. I was wondering if that Angeli at 2 is a normal thing, or at 1. I'm not familiar with ratios.
Honestly, I'd be more likely to put Petting at 1 or 2 before Angeli. Just because there are times when having Petting is dead.
Hey, look.
Okay, there's the combo.
Alright. I guess we'll start by normal summoning the combo.
Yeah.
Well, what's the line?
So we're going to use Hoot Cake, and we're going to banish...
It's Ash or Herald.
Yeah, we'll just banish... I guess the Ash. And we will summon the Petting. Yeah, we'll summon the Petting.
Keep in mind we have the Promenade in graveyard, so we have access to an extra monster.
Yeah, so if he allows us to continue playing the game, we'll summon Angeli. And then...
Feels like they have a response, but I don't know what it would be.
Yeah. I mean, it could be Overflow. Okay, that's what I was about to say.
Hey, it was Overflow. That's not good.
Yeah. What do we...
I guess there's a mandatory, right?
Yeah. I think we're about to lose this one, to be honest, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, the best we can do is attack Verte, right? And then pass and die?
Yeah, that's the best we can do.
Alright, I'll press the button. Save us a turn. For Cyber Dragons, who are probably going second deck, thoughts on the side lineup? Should we just stick, or maybe IDPs?
You know, IDPs would be good in this matchup, I think.
I'm not sure Lancia is 100% necessary.
Yeah, Lancia will be okay out of this matchup. It does give us less things to discard with Herald, but...
Well, we could cut Herald for Nib, but Nib doesn't usually work. Or maybe Droll. Or Droplet.
Cyber Dragons are actually decent. Droplet might be alright. Yeah.
Or do we stick with the Orange Light and hope for the best?
Actually, I'm going to say the Droplets.
Alright. I guess at least we could set it if we go first, which we are, so... It's time to duel. Set.
Yeah, we can just set a whole bunch of things, or at least set the strike and I guess the prison. Yeah, we could set the droplet if we want to, but I don't know if we're like afraid of our back row being destroyed.
I mean, if they're playing, what's it called? Lightning Storm, they were gonna get popped anyway.
Yeah. And like with this hand, all we really need to do is draw a monster.
Oh look, they're sending a monster. So we just need a monster engrave and then Hoot Cake is full combo, right?
Yeah, so if we get something to discard off a droplet, that would be good. Hey, he can't summon that.
Well, apparently he's gonna search what he wants to summon.
Hey, we can deal with that. What we could do is let him make Nova, and then Ice Dragon's Prison to banish the Nova and something else.
Yeah, Nova is a pain if you destroy it by card effect, right? Or if it's sent to the grave.
Yeah. Yeah, but if we banish it, we're fine.
Okay. Because Nova gets the Verte also, which is, you know, the only thing we have that stops Verte is Strike.
Yeah. Hey, Nastra, I hear that's a pretty good card too.
Yeah, it revives anything with 2100 attack or defense, so it can summon like Dingirzu from the graveyard or Mechaba, which is kind of a funny one. Anything with 2100 and a machine.
Yeah, so... Well, we're not striking it, we're just gonna IDP it, so...
What here has the most value? I think the Nasher is a card we'd rather banish.
That's what I was thinking, was the Nasher.
Hello, I'm here to banish. I mean, that could turn on the, there is a fusion spell called Cyberload Fusion, which fuses from the banish pile. Did he search that twice? Oh, he searched the Galaxy before. If we don't strike it, he could search the Overflow, which is a card we can't really deal with right now.
Yeah, so... didn't he search, like, 2 Cyber Dragons?
He searched 1 Cyber Dragon off of hers to start earlier, then I think he activated Repair Plant, and I'm pretty sure he searched the Galaxy Soldier, because there's a confirmed Galaxy Soldier in the log.
Yeah.
So, striking this could end his turn.
Yeah... Yeah, we can strike that.
I mean, that could be Overflow, in which case that was meaningless. That's technically a monster. Can we combo through that?
Well, the only issue right now is that Droplet's not alive. There's nothing really to negate.
Well, I mean, we can go Instant Fusion into Thousand Eyes and then link into Anima and then play by banishing our
we can do that. That's right. So, yeah. This is another... That's right. This is another reason I play Instant Fusion. Yeah, which is... it doesn't really matter, I guess. Then we can Anima, and still doesn't really matter where he goes.
Well, I mean, the Sistart can't be made in this play.
I technically can, but it's not going to be useful. So, yeah, the Hoot Cake.
And now we just pray that they don't have a Overflow.
Yeah.
As they flip it over. I was hoping I was kidding. No.
I don't think we instantly lose off of it, at least.
What was that?
I don't think we're instantly losing off of it, at least.
Well, they also made the right play of only popping the 1. So
Yeah.
now they have the graveyard effect of Core live, which lets them summon a Cyber Dragon from deck, but then they have to commit to doing one or the other. I suppose we set Droplet and potentially negate a card.
Yeah, just set Droplet and pass.
So while they have no monsters on the board, they can banish Core from grave to summon a Cyber Dragon monster from deck.
And they already have one Cyber Dragon in hand.
Well, they have to commit to one or the other, but if this Core can only activate one of its effects per turn, so they've just turned off their Core.
Okay.
So that can summon a Cyber Dragon from grave. They can then tribute for Cyber Dragon, and then make Infinity. Or they could just normal summon any monster and make Verte. So we might have to Droplet this.
Yeah, we can do that. I guess we get rid of Anima.
Yeah,
it's got 0 attack anyway.
It doesn't have a lot of value when your opponent knows which zone to avoid. That can summon Nashtress from his deck.
Ah. That's not going to be that great.
I mean, it could be Verte in Verte's game. I'm not sure. I don't think he got locked into machines because we negated it. And that's game, because that's just 3 attacks. For 21 each.
Yeah.
Alright, that was what it was. So this deck is some minor bricking issues, right? Just from like, there are certain monsters you don't want to draw, only certain ones do combo.
Yeah. This is why I was playing the version I was playing in the tournament.
Yeah, so in Sir Eminon's tournament, you are on a Eldritch Madolche deck, which I don't see 100% all the synergy. I'm sure we could talk about it after we finish this. I guess what do we do? Do we activate Salon and then Petting Cessor?
Yeah, we can do that. Just start with Salon, and then we'll start doing our regular combo. No, we could try to play around Nibiru for once.
What's the card that lets us do that? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
Basically, we would just summon Angeli instead of Pudding Sis, and then we can make the Hoot Cake and bring out a Gelato, and then we make Glass Souffle, which can make itself unaffected by monster effects. So if they Nibiru you, you can stop it from being tributed.
Okay. Set Strike Pass, I guess?
Yeah, just set Strike and Pass.
Okay, well, at least going first, we open cards that are live. All the cards we have do something. Hopefully Lancia does something in this matchup.
It would be nice.
Alright, are you familiar with Heroes?
Kind of. I'm not really familiar with, like, new heroes, though.
Well, there's a couple of cards he can search that would, like, be good to strike also. So there's a lot of things to strike in this deck, and I think the right one is Vision Hero Ferris, which is the most likely card for him to search now. So I guess we let this go. And then if he has like a backup plan, we can like negate that with Ash. Mali implies that he actually has the backup plan. So this is the card we want to stop.
Alright, yeah, we can stop that one then.
It activates on field when it's summoned, so we can negate it there.
We can also drop the Lancia to stop the Malicious from going off if we want to.
Or we can Ash it.
That's the thing, too.
Well, that's a call, because the Malicious is still going to be there to be a problem next turn, where if we Ash it, it's not, but then there's no guarantee the Lancia is useful anymore.
Yeah, that's true. We could always Ash it next turn if we still have the Ash.
I guess it's essentially the same thing. I guess we do this. It gives us one more chance in case we need another play.
Yeah.
This also turns off Miracle Fusion, which they search now.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, you can see what the issues with Madolche are, really. Is that if you don't have the hands, just one thing stops you from playing.
Definitely Promenade.
We go with the ticket this time.
Does it have any value that we can
Well,
discuss?
Like, say we were to like summon Magdalene or something, or even Hoot Cake, and they were to like strike it or something like that, then the ticket would let us search another Madolche, which we could summon with Salon. Right, so we can go ahead and flip the ticket. They already know what it is anyways.
Blast? Masked Hero Blast is kind of crap as far as I know. Where's his Dion? Alright, what does Blast do? Once per turn, quick effect, you can pay 500 to target a spell trap your opponent controls and return to the hand. Quick effect. That could be a problem. It returns a spell or trap to the hand, quick effect, for 500 life points. So they could like bounce the Salon when it tries to set something, or tries to do the double summon, or same thing for the ticket.
Okay. Alright. Well, either way, we're just going to go ahead and start with the Prosperity for, I think, 6, because we really need to see something.
Alright, what's not useful here? I guess
we can take out once to start.
Once to start? How about the instant fusion targets?
Let's see.
Castell?
The only issue is that we can take out the Castell. Do they have back row to really worry about? Because we could get rid of Phoenix if we wanted to.
Imperm sometimes.
So, one glass is fine.
So I think that's 4.
One chocolate is fine.
Oh, whoops.
And then the Anima. That way, if we do draw the instant fusion, we can at least Thousand Ice Restrict with it.
I'm trying to think of why you would want to put Blast out. I mean, the cards we have aren't worth bouncing, but you could also use it just to put Stratos in grave, just to revive Stratos.
Maybe he wants to bounce the Promenade before we use it.
Wow, well, that was awful.
This is the kind of luck I tend to have.
It is what it is. That's what that comes with playing 3-ofs. Guaranteed to see the same card 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, we already have Ash, so we don't need Ash. So I would either go with the Strike or the Prosperity, I guess.
This might be the only card that keeps us alive.
At least we know we're not drawing those 5 cards next turn.
Yeah, it means it can only be better. I guess we set this and pass, but I think this guy bounces.
Yeah, he's probably going to bounce our Strike.
Oh, yeah, he didn't.
Oh, or not.
Sucker. There might be a better card to Ash. Or to Strike.
The Malicious isn't going to do anything on its own, especially when it's at 2.
No, it's going to link into Cross Crusader, which it'll then bring back the Malicious, and then they tribute Malicious to Search. Oh, well. I guess we have to strike that.
Yeah.
Because that's 2,200 damage in exchange for 1,500 life points.
Yeah.
That card is Shadal Fusion without an extra deck monster on board, so we gotta stop that.
Okay. Yeah.
And now no decisions need to be made.
Yeah, so he either has something or we get to play more.
He has something.
Huh.
Odds are we're not going to win this match. I'm not exactly sure how much damage will get put on the board. So this guy revives a Destiny hero, which then it tributes a Destiny hero to search for another hero, I think. This card, for whatever reason, makes us draw.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm glad we're at least not going to be top decking the card we have in hand now.
Yeah, well, that's good, considering it's dead.
Yeah. But if we draw any Madolche monster, we can play.
Never mind, we can die.
Yeah, we can die. That's... Yeah.
Alright, hero can't play through Nib, and it can't play through Droll.
Okay, so Nib and Droll.
And they don't do as well going first as they do going second.
So they're probably going to make us go first then.
Oh, no, we lost. We get to choose. We can make them go first.
Alright. Yeah, we could do that. So, if we're going to go second, we can take out the strikes. We can also... Since we're going second, we could remove a Promenade.
I don't know how good Lancia will be. It's really only good against Mali and Miracle Fusion.
I guess we could take out a Lancia. Ash is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, Ash will be one of the solid cards in the match.
We could drop Petting down to 2 if we wanted to.
Alright, well, if we hand trap him, it won't be live anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, let's roll.
Alright.
We will go second.
Yep.
First time we've gone second this whole match. Oh, look, we opened at least a good card. Oh, we can banish it from grave, too.
And we can do things if they stop us.
I mean, we can draw a card or something, but, I mean, I'm always iffy on Talents. Like, Talents is best in a deck that can literally just go into the extra deck and make any play that you need. Like, Infernal Knight was insane last format because it could just use a warrior and then do full combo. Or it could use a tuner and do full combo, so just taking a monster mattered or drawing any monster that was an extender mattered. In this deck, we can't just summon any extender we draw. And depending on when they hit us in the play, we can't really play. Not sure if they realize they're going first, or if they're just trying to signify that they bricked.
Yeah, they might have just bricked.
Or they didn't realize. Like... Well, Droll it is. So it was their turn, now it'll be our turn. Okay, summon Stratos, accomplish nothing. I wonder what that could be. Mass change into Dion? Okay, what is the safest play?
Right. Safest play...
Or is it...
Summon Hoot Cake. I would summon Hoot Cake.
Alright.
And now...
Because at least this could banish a card from grave, and maybe we can draw into the... What's it called? The... Predecessor? If only it banishes cost, because now we're in the same place we would have been regardless of which card we summoned.
Right. So now... But we can look at the extra deck really quick.
Yeah, the problem with this play that I see is that we now have a level 3 on the board, so we can't like make Castell with his monster, which would have been something we could have done.
Yeah. I was also just thinking that really it was either Hoot Cake or Madolche.
Well,
and I was trying to get something out of grave, so
I guess Madolche's kind of weak for a starter when we have the Droll in grave.
That's what I was thinking, is like if he couldn't stop us, then we don't really have anything great.
Well, we can make a Nightmare Phoenix with his guy.
Yeah, we could do that.
Um,
Could also get rid of the last card in his hand if we wanted to.
yeah, I guess
I
we
don't
can
know
just
what
try
that
again
is.
next turn. Either way, we're activating this card, but, do we take his monster and make a Phoenix, or do we take his hand?
We don't know what he searched, do we?
He
Or
searched
was it
Stratos and then
Strat-
summoned it, so odds are he doesn't have it play.
Okay, so
I think if
I
we...
guess we could go for the back row then, just to get rid of one extra resource for him.
I mean, at best he can maybe mass change his guy away. Alright, so Phoenix. And what is expendable in our hand?
The Madolche is expendable.
I guess we already have the starter we need then.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take more attack.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
a
you
good
for
thing.
the extra attack points.
Thanks. Oh man, take this 2300 to the face.
Yeah.
This Ash is gonna probably do a lot of work. Because that deck has like some extenders and starters, but I feel like they're not that great. And they're definitely all gonna die to Ash.
I felt like, just getting rid of his board is better just because we have Ash.
Okay.
We can play the tickets. Yeah. Do you want to be a little aggressive with this?
Probably. He'll probably kill us if we aren't.
Alright, so I'll summon the Angeli. Then I'm going to tribute it.
Well, then he had
That's
it
the
already.
thing.
Well, there's no playing around that, right?
No, not really, no.
And considering this
Yeah,
Forbidden Chalice, he's on heavy on like just generic monster negation. Odds are we weren't going to resolve it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I figured, if we could get something going, we could use Petting and Pudding Sis to spin his back row and then get a special summon off a ticket.
The best of all the Madolche cards.
Yes. Yeah, we can just summon her.
And I suppose we should assume that this is an Ash and try to attack it with the Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Phoenix is fine for this. Most likely, yeah.
That guy is a problem. When he takes damage, it puts itself in the spell trap zone, and then he can tribute a what do you call it? You can tribute a hero to summon it, and then when it's summoned, it does a bunch of crazy stuff. Although he does have to tribute a monster for cost, so we can Ash this card later. So the question is whether it's worth trying to do damage now when we can't win the game. We might want to just let him go.
Yeah, we can let him go.
Because if he draws like E emergency call and can't do anything, we can just try to attack for game with another monster if we draw one next turn, and just try and not have to deal with this card. Alright, so that should just be game by attacking.
Yeah, so we just summon Hoot Cake and try to get in.
So this card is normally their brick. They play 2 of it just because they can't draw one. I mean, they can't draw both.
Yeah, that's how Gelato is on the deck. Also because you need 2 Gelato to pull off the full combo.
Alright.
So
I wonder if they'll make us go first. I imagine they would, so I guess we side back for first.
Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, their deck dies to these cards anyway, so we might want to just keep those in. Maybe just cut the Lancia.
Yeah, we can cut the Lancias. We could maybe cut Herald.
Yeah, I think Herald can go. And we're probably better off with like an IDP. It might do more.
Yeah.
They are an all-warrior deck.
Oh, that does types too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Has he been using hand traps at all?
I think he.
Oh, he
played
did Ash Dust. Yeah. Okay. We could take out one strike and put in another IDP.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. That's.
Dark Law's a pain because we can't use what's that card under it? Droplet. But he hasn't gotten to Dark Law yet. Well, this we opened the combo.
I think we went first. Yeah, we opened the combo. Hoot Cake and a monster.
And a hand trap.
That can be sent to the graveyard. Yeah.
Take that, sucker. Please don't gamma this. Please don't gamma this. Ha.
I mean, even if he did gamma, that gives us 2 monsters into the Nibiru.
Well, I mean, if that's just mass change, that could be a problem.
We can still deal with it since we do have Hoot Cake, at least to a certain degree.
All right. Well, we're not playing the Lightning Storm, so we can't deal with the back row. So I guess we have to play into them.
Yeah. So.
Something we should consider though is if he activates a mass change to do the what do you call it, Dark Law, that'll trigger the Shadow Mist. Then we can try and dig for like talents.
We could try to do that.
That's annoying.
Okay, that's a thing too.
Welp, I guess we attack, or do we bother digging? Because if we look for cards, well, I guess either way.
We could. Yeah, I think we'll just attack.
Because if we look for a card, he makes Dark Law, we lose a card because of Dark Law's second effect. I mean, odds are this was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
And next turn he's going to make plays in which we can just nib.
Yeah, so...
if we let him make the search, he might make plays to get nibbed. If we don't let him search, he might just beat us down with Dark Law.
We can let him search.
That's what I would think. And I guess we just set called by and pass, or should we?
We could try to... I mean, if we wanted to, we could try to get to talents, and when his Dark Law is forced to activate, we could link it off with something, but that's very risky and probably not worth it.
No, what I do think we can do is set called by, activate Prosperity, and then try and get him to banish one of the nibs to feel safe, and then play into the second nib.
Yeah, so we can do that.
I mean, but we could add a card we want, and then just not get use of it. Alright, we gotta pick... I guess we should dig farther, right?
Yeah, I guess we'd dig farther in here, see what we can get to. So, yeah, the Sys starts. A glass, a chocolate. I say a Zeus because he's probably not going to let us get to Zeus.
And I don't think we want Instant Fusion right now as like the play. Well, I guess it would out Dark Law right now, but we kind of want him to play.
Well, I would get rid of the anima before their Thousand Eyes.
Well,
what are we at right now?
We're at 5. Because that would just be easy. We just hope we don't see Instant Fusion.
Okay.
I guess we take Ash so he feels comfortable playing.
Yeah, we can take the Ash, and hopefully he doesn't get the Ash with Dark Law.
Or he does get the Ash. It doesn't change anything because he's still got a Dark Law or something. If he hits the Ash, then he feels safe from Ash. Oh.
Now he feels safe from Nibiru.
I think that's a better result. I guess we use this.
Yeah, we could just get rid of the Shadow Mist, and now he can't use that for the rest of the turn at least.
I think one of the cards, this one might require him to banish a monster in his graveyard to search a hero. Well, we want him to search. Do combos,
Yeah,
duelist.
Just play. We have literally nothing.
Oh, that's the nib counter. Nib counter at 1.
Yeah, I'd say if he's sending malicious, he wants to do some things.
Yeah, I was going to push at least a little bit. They saw a nib. That shouldn't necessarily mean we don't have nib, but it's more likely that we don't than we do.
Yeah.
But they do know we have Ash, so they could just be pushing their luck trying to play through Ash and then all of a sudden get nibbed. Three. 4.
So far, so good. Is this deck able to extend through the nib?
No. They're locked into heroes once this thing comes out.
They haven't done the normal summon yet, have they?
They normaled the Vion.
Okay.
So that's 4. Shit. He saw through.
Oh.
Summon again. You know you want to. Damn it. Well, we have no card in our graveyard. We could potentially do something, right?
Yeah, we can use the Madolche and search for petting and hope that petting doesn't get Darklaw.
Damn it.
And it got Darklaw.
Well,
Cool.
now we know we lose. But I don't know how much we could have played under that anyway, just because we wouldn't have had cards going to the graveyard for certain cards.
Yeah. We could always hope that he summons 5 times this turn.
Well, I mean, it's just pointless overextension at this point. I guess we negate that just because if we just hold it any longer, it'll just be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, maybe now at least looks like we were trying to wait for something.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't really keep playing this game because it's pretty obvious we're going to lose, but I figure it's the last game of the video. I might as well at least try.
Yeah. And if we look out, he might just play right into it, but...
What was that, 2?
Yeah, it's 2. Okay, yeah.
Now I wish I left the instant fusion targets. Because we're alive and we could technically out both cards with it. Oh wait. I guess 1.
Well, if we do happen to pull out petting, we can do something.
Well, that is not petting, so I guess we will concede and we'll go back to the deck list. Alright, so not the best showing, but, you know, it happens. I think we got to show some of the weaknesses of the deck. Kind of some wonky hands or hand trap weak hands. Anything you could think of that's worth mentioning for the audience before we sign off?
I don't really even know right now. Usually this deck does a bit better than that. But...
Yeah, it did feel like we didn't open... I mean, we opened solid going first in those first few matchups, and then I think I just misplayed the first Pendulum game. Maybe the Lightning Storms might have been more important against the hero deck, and I didn't account for that.
Maybe. I don't really know. Like, I think we probably would have won, like, at least one of those Pendulum games if they didn't leave on us.
Well, we did win one of the 2 duels. We played one, we lost with that one, because I striked early, I guess. Or I striked late, one or the other. and then we won the other one and they left. So we won those games. I don't feel like we significantly lost the other ones. I don't even remember the full match lineup. I'm just trying to think of like when we did lose, like what caused us to lose, and I think we opened like double Ash, double like Orange Light one time, and we had very limited plays versus Cyber Dragon.
Yeah, we did have that going on.
Also, we kept like opening like a 1-card starter that would lose to 1 hand trap. So I think we opened like Petting Cessor, it got like negated once, and then we opened Hoot Cake got negated after we drolled already.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing with Madolche where if you don't have anything to keep going, then you just can't do anything. Which is really what I was thinking might help with the tactics, was just if your Madolche got Ash, you may be able to draw into something if you didn't already have it.
Yeah, but the only thing you can really draw is Petting Cessor, right? Or I guess Salon plus a normal summon.
Yeah.
And we are playing like the only hand traps we can that are like gonna extend the game while we have monsters on board. Like you can't really Gamma in this deck because all of your effects resolve with monsters on board.
Yeah, I mean, if there were more effects that were like Angeli, I would be playing Gamma. But most of our monsters stay on the board when they do anything good.
Yeah, Angeli's also a funny card because it's like one of the only cards that I know that like tributes itself specifically. A lot of other cards are tribute another monster you control. This one's like, tribute me.
Yeah. Also, a thing that didn't come up that I told you about was like one of the reasons, playing Lancia over other cards was just to be able to have more fairies for Orange Light, but also just because it's a good card against a lot of decks.
And we didn't really play anything where it was good against. I think we played against Cyber Dragons. It could have been okay against, but which we didn't open it. And Pendulum, which it was what would it stop? Desires and maybe Allure of Darkness, but nothing significant.
Yeah, it's just if you're playing like against something like dinosaurs or
the game ends or
the
turn ends.
I guess to some degree Dragon Link, these kind of things would help out.
Yeah. Well, we also played up against a lot of monster effect negation, which I feel like, while possible, isn't like super high. Like I wouldn't have expected to run into Forbidden Chalice when we did. That was odd.
Yeah, it was very odd.
All right, well, it happens. I wouldn't say that the deck necessarily underperformed, but we did draw kind of wonky. Hopefully someone got an idea of how to play the deck, or if you have any suggestions on how we could have improved our plays at any point, leave those in the comments. All right, thanks again, Shonshon, for doing how to play Madolche. So just in case anyone's not aware, Shonshon laid the smackdown on my candy ass in Sir Eminon's tournament, playing Madolche...
Eldritch.
Yeah, Madolche Eldritch by using the Golden Lord to put Promenade into the graveyard to make a tiramisu with, what was it, Salon and a normal summon? Or was it just like a... I think you had like a double summon.
What was it?
Well, you dropletted my board.
I actually never even used this, the second normal summon. What I did was I summoned... Well, I discarded like 3 cards with Droplet, which was Eldritch, Angeli, and Messengelato. Then I summoned the Hoot Cake. And then
Hoot Cake got you 2 level 4s, and then...
And then I searched out the Promenade with the Messengelato when I wound up summoning it. And then I discarded the Promenade with the Eldritch to put one of your Decatrons in graveyard so that it wouldn't be able to negate the Promenade. And then I banished the Promenade and gave Tiramisu a Pudding Sis so that when I started spinning things back, I could get a bunch of special summons.
And it was insane, and then I died. So it was very well played. So that's why I asked you to come on and do this. But thanks again. So just going to once again remind people to go check out your channel, Shonshon the Infernal General.
Yep.
And like
there's
the video.
Not much on there yet, but it's there.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. Everyone, make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more how to play episodes in the future. And I'll see you next time.